Welcome back. My name is Last No Meal, and we had a slight technical problem. It's not Mad Queen this time. It was me. I screwed something up in OBS, but thank you everyone for joining us on the 38th episode of the Cyberpunk 2077 Community Podcast. We have a lot to talk about today. Starting from the right, first one is TheMadqueenShow. Welcome.
Greetings, Earthlings.
The Neon Arcade.
Hello, how's it going?
And Subsidian from the Triple S League. How is everyone doing?
Good. How's your day so far?
Oh, going great. But it was a funny thing. I just started, I clicked the OBS one, the studio, and it was like, create a new event. I'm like, I already did. so excuse for the delay, everyone. Hopefully, they can hear us. Hopefully that's good. I don't know, I can't check sadly.
Can we get some confirmations in chat about hearing us?
I think so.
Sorry for not
I
muting.
think this should be okay. Now, this week we had a lot. We had the Game Awards. We got a lot of stuff from Cyberpunk. We actually learned who is going to work on the soundtrack for the game, and the list is amazing. I'm just going to go through everyone who is participating, and then we can start the discussion. So the people who are included in the Cyberpunk soundtrack are Run the Jewels, Refused, Grimes, A$AP Rocky, Gazelle Twin, Elon Rubin, Richard Devine, Nina Kravitz, Deadly Hunter, Red Boy, and Tina Guo. A very respectable list of names. So what does everyone think about that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ecstatic.
Same. Very diverse.
Ecstatic. Not only very diverse, every single person in this list, every single person is known for being cutting edge and being innovative on their fields. It's amazing. I mean, if someone can create music for the future, is the people that are innovating today, and all of them are cutting edge. As is like wow. The thought put behind this list to create this list is amazing. I'm going to send a ham to Martin Shubovich. I hope he's not vegetarian.
I never actually imagined that A$AP Rocky is gonna do something like this. Yeah.
So good.
And it's so diverse.
All their music kind of just bleeds into like a variety of different genres. I know they have their one specific kind of overarching genre, but like they bleed into so many different things. Their music is so diverse, especially Grimes, and she has a big Bollywood influence and stuff like that, and that kind of reflects maybe the Night City citizens being diverse and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah.
It's funny because back in the day when the past A3, the new trailer was out, and I did a video about the music on it, and I wrongly thought that the song at the beginning by Sleep Steady, I thought it was by Run the Jewels. And I did a video like super hype. Hey, they have Run the Jewels for the soundtrack. That's so fucking cool. Well, I was unintentionally right.
Wait, you're talking about the CGI, the 2019 trailer, the E3 2019
yes,
trailer?
the last one.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, impressive list. And I think, all of them are going to create new songs, right? They're not going to be, because I thought about it. It's like if you put anything from any one of these people, let's say you put something from Rocky, and it's like, okay, no one is going to listen to that in a radio because it's like, this came out in 2019, this is 2077 different times. So I'm guessing, creating new, so that's impressive by itself to work on this. And they're probably going to release it on their channels as well with music videos. So
and there is... Sorry.
No, nothing. I'm good.
You're good?
No,
you're more than good. And there is another very funny note on my site that in 2018 I did a video. I did a video talking about what I didn't like about the music of past demo. And one of the things that I did is comparing, putting as example the music of Doom, because I said that the music of Cyberpunk lacked texture, and the music of Doom was an incredible example of good texture, and also Mick Gordon did a great job, blah, blah, blah. And well, Richard Devine is on the list. And for those of you who don't know, Richard Devine is the producer behind the sounds and the texture that were created for the soundtrack of Doom, that he created along with Mick Gordon. So yes, he's in the list.
Just new,
Well,
new
we
action.
know that we know that the full list of music credits has yet to actually come out, including more big names and more more lesser big names, but some big names are still to come out too. So this is just the beginning.
Is it also safe to assume that all of these people are going to have in-game characters, because Grimes is Lizzie Wizzy?
No, I don't think so.
No.
One or
so?
two of them.
Refused is Johnny Silverhand. I mean, the single
Yeah.
refused is Johnny Silverhand. He's Ken Reeves.
But for lore reasons, right? Like, you wouldn't want to have A$AP Rocky in there as A$AP Rocky, or is it just going to be someone random on the radio?
No. So there's a couple ways that they're going to do this. Most of the music is just going to play. So right, you're not going to hear anything from the creators. But I would suspect that it would be tempting to get some of them in to have a back and forth with like a DJ personality, if there is a DJ personality. If there's no DJ personality, then we wouldn't have any of that. We'll just have.
You mean like Nina Kravitz?
Yes.
So what?
Nina Kravitz, I mean, if you want a DJ personality, she's one of the leads. I mean, she's
Yeah.
the shit. If talking about DJ's personalities, she's the shit.
You're talking too fast. I didn't hear what you said.
I said that if we're talking about DJ...
No. When you said the name, just when you said the name.
Nina Kravitz,
Yeah.
the Russian DJ that's on the list of people that's going to participate in the music.
So if they do have a DJ type personality that is in the, so you tune into the radio and you actually hear a DJ talking like you do in Fallout 3 or Fallout 4.
That's called a
and
DJ
if they-
in English?
Say what?
That's called a DJ in English? Because in Spanish, a DJ is only the one who, mixes
No,
like music.
No, it can mean both. So if you get a DJ to come to your event or something here in North America, they'll pop on the mic and say things. They'll be like, "Oh, welcome to the party. This is Sharon's third wedding. Make sure you wish her good luck." That kind of stuff. But on the radio, like the DJ will pop in and say things and talk about stuff between takes. Now, some people call it a radio host, some people call it a DJ, some people call it, whatever. But in this case, I guess what I'm saying directly is that if they were to have somebody who talks about the music and talks about the news, or if you hear the news, or if you hear a news outbreak in or something like that, then the chances of them having an audio of some of these artists talking about the music is very tempting for any kind of a director. But you need the right kind of people, because as we know, not everybody who's a good musician is a good conversationalist, or entertainer or actor. And I point this out. It's like Elon Musk has been in a lot of like stuff. He was in Rick and Morty recently. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. Like, I've heard a whole lot more cringier voice work being done. And,
I mean, he's not an actor for sure. You can tell by speeches. He's not an actor.
And I mean, it's a difficult thing. I mean, if anybody could be an actor, then literally everybody would be an actor. But it does take some level of like, being chill and coming across, correctly on the channel. Now, some people do that through conversation, through interviews, a whole lot easier than other people do when, say, reading scripts, right? So in this case, it's like, I don't know how many of these musicians would be tempted to pop on. Grimes is a little bit of a different take, because she's a performer. She's used to being up on stage. She's used to getting cameras. Not everybody on the list is used to that level of interaction. Tina is one of those ones who's really good in front of a camera or behind a microphone. She's very interesting to listen to. She's very entertaining. So many of them, I suspect, most of them, I'll say that most of them, the vast majority of them, would do great as this like kind of like off role of like talking on the radio, on the Cyberpunk radio, most of them could fill that easily. So that's why I suspect if we have some kind of a radio host, that we will hear some of that, because this is an interesting project to them.
Mm-hmm. Does make
I
sense.
was-
Stanley Media.
Sorry, you go on. I wanted to ask to answer a question before I lose it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Ali said someone said that the male V shown in the trailers is based off some Polish DJ. Well, this is speculation. This they never confirmed that male V is based on this Polish DJ, and actually, I believe that he's modeled after Marcin Iwiński because he is exactly Marcin Iwiński when he was like 25 or so.
He looks incredibly like that Polish DJ, though, I will say. I forget his name, but he looks almost one-to-one, perfectly the
He
same.
also looks one-to-one to Marcin Iwiński with 20.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, whenever I look at V, I go, she looks a lot like Shrima, who's doing the female voice. I mean, she's really short. Oh, you meant the male V. Right. Okay, though that makes a whole lot more sense, because here I'm trying to think I don't really see the distinction between the two, but okay, I gotcha.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know they like to include people like developers from CD Projekt into the game. Like the Ripper Dog, isn't that one of the developers, like the lead animators, or is just his character?
Who?
The Ripper Dog,
Dr.
the look
Picture.
of the Ripper Dog. Wasn't that someone from CD Projekt?
Who?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I haven't heard that.
Maybe. I don't know if
The lead, who was it? The lead?
I
who?
have to find it. I think the lead animation designer or something like that from CD Projekt. I have to see who I'm following. God damn it, I lost the name.
Well, I mean,
And I
To-
thought
to-
Peter is called? It's called Peter? Lead of animation?
maybe.
I mean,
Astron?
to kind of to run with what you're saying, that this is something that's becoming more and more commonplace, and we see this with Hellblade, right? In Hellblade, they just took one of the staff and they basically had an internal who would be good in this role type thing, because they couldn't just afford to go out and hire somebody big professional whatever. So they just hired somebody who had a little bit of natural talent that they were able to build up on. And I think you see this more and more often that, not necessarily all of the main characters, but some of the big name characters. I think some of them.
I found it.
Sebastian Kalemba,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And I saw his LinkedIn. Same guy. I'm not going to share his LinkedIn though, not to.
Yeah, but he has the picture of the Ripper Dog on his avatar.
Yes,
That
but
doesn't
if
mean-
you go to his LinkedIn, he has his real photo, and it's so similar.
He does.
Really?
He looks like a younger version.
But
Yeah.
then I thought that on his LinkedIn he had also the
No.
also
He has
the
like
Ripper Dog.
He even has like the same earrings,
Yeah.
doesn't he? They're like the
Yes.
plugs, kind of.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm
That's
going
cool.
to share also this to the chat, so everyone follow him.
By the way, he just posted one of the most
sorry.
hilarious. This guy, you have to check out his Twitter right now. He just posted 30 some odd minutes ago one of the most hilarious memes I have ever seen ever. This is really and truly one of the greatest things.
Is it Yoda?
Yeah, it's the Yoda one.
This is a big claim. It has to live up to these big expectations. Let's see it.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny.
Oh my god.
No, I mean he's retweeted it. He didn't come up with it himself, and this thing's been viewed like 2.3 million times. So, but this is just really funny. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So
Slight
if we see developers in the game, I believe that we will see Miles Toast and Pablo Sasco
Dancing salsa.
because they are everywhere all the time.
Well, I mean, another good thing about story writing at these companies is that, and this is so, I can't tell you which company does this, but there's a company that makes decently good games and has for a while now. And every once in a while they get together and they have these giant like D&D parties where everybody creates a character, and then they come and they show up and they play their character through the D&D game. This is where they get ideas for characters, where people come up with these ridiculous, outlandish, or really funny characters. Another company, I think does everybody remember Boo and Minsk? Yes, maybe. Boo and Minsk. This is an old game. This is from Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
You know, stab them in the eyes. So, anyways, this character, very beloved at the time and very famous. This was somebody who was basically created after a D&D session, and somebody from the company had this ridiculous idea that this barbarian runs around with this pet gerbil or hamster, and the two of them are like best buds, and one's a 6'8" barbarian, bulging muscles, and the other one is this tiny little furry little critter who squeaks and has fun and whatever, and it's so freaking adorable. This is where you get good ideas. So you could totally imagine that at CDPR, especially from the animation department, they're just like, who would look good in the cyberpunk world? They have an entire office of people to pick from, and it only takes a few hours to scan somebody in, and then I would enjoy that. I'm sure most people would enjoy that because you're suddenly immortalized, right? So and you don't regret it at all until people come out with the the mods from a certain modding site that shall not be named. Then you suddenly have regret. Because
CDPR, if you need NPCs, we're available.
Yeah, we're all available.
Yeah, we can fly over.
I can be several people.
Oh yeah, by the way, it takes a while to do that cosplay as well. Like, you've been killing it, man. With the videos. Especially, like, I watched that Stranding tutorial you did. I was like, God, then it's gonna take 2 days to render.
Well,
that took a long time.
I when I started the video, Red Giant, that is a house of plugins for After Effects that I use, just released a new set of plugins that render using the graphic card, and it was shorter than expected.
Oh.
Because Adobe made a deal with Intel, so it only uses the graphic card to render if you have an Intel graphic card. And who the fuck wants to have an Intel graphic card?
Oh God, that's like the worst deal.
Yes. Yes.
Who wants to have Intel anything these days?
Yes.
These
But the Red Giant plugins, even though they render inside After Effects, they can render using the graphic card. So from 20 hours to 8 hours.
Damn.
Nice.
Chopped right in half.
Damn. Now to go back to the music, to the soundtrack of Cyberpunk. What's the craziest thing about this is that all of these artists are gonna have songs and they're gonna be exclusive to Cyberpunk. That's the craziest thing of it all. Because this is something new. This is more to have not necessarily mainstream, but to have like big stars to work on different projects like other than films or TV shows and now video games, and to basically include these people. Like, some of them are really like on the top of everyone's list. It's insane. For real.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing when I first watched it. I was like, they said no licensed music, and they're showing all these big pop stars, and then obviously it sinks in that they may not be actually who they are in the actual game. So that is really cool. I think that's something new that a game developer is doing. I haven't really heard about that before.
And it goes both ways. It's good. It's good marketing for them, because you'll have millions of people who are going to listen to their music, not necessarily people who listened to them before. And if they release like music videos just off of the Cyberpunk title, it's guaranteed traffic. So I understand.
I hadn't heard of Tina Guo, and the only ones that I'd heard of is Grimes, A$AP Rocky, and Run the Jewels. So the rest of them are new to me. So I guess that's giving them exposure, right?
Yeah.
Well, this gives you an excuse to watch the video that I'm preparing. Because I have a lot to explain here. A lot to explain.
Yeah. we're looking forward to that because I knew some of them. Let's see if I.
I mean, a lot of them are not very, popular overall,
Yeah.
right? Like
They're
some of their
alternative.
All of them are popular inside their field. That doesn't mean that they are
Yeah.
massive.
right.
I mean, if you are not into house, you're not going to know who's Nina Kravitz. If you are not into dance hall, you are not
Yeah.
going to know who's.
Which is cool because they didn't just immediately go after the ones with the largest mass appeal. They actually went for something that
Yeah.
fits with their vision,
But
regardless
that's
of their
the thing.
following.
That's the thing because this list of people says that their vision is really conceptually amazing. Trying
Eclectic
to
music.
speculate how the music in the future shall sound.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. But so they are not only speculating, they are not only making speculative fiction by speculating a future under a narrative perspective. They're accompanying this with speculating about the music, and that is fantastic. That is fantastic.
Even their style is kind of like fringe. Like each of them have this like very unique style. Like especially Rat Boy and which one was it? Gazelle Twin.
Gazelle Twin, yes, she's
they're very
specific.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Grimes is also very, very, very interesting.
I just want to answer a quick question from Ali. I'm a bit concerned about copyrights with all these new songs in the game now. The thing is, they're creating songs exclusively for Cyberpunk, and I know that CD Projekt Red wants people to stream this, want people to actually record videos on this. So, of course, I think that's going to be dealt with in the contract. So, all the songs that are exclusively created for CD Projekt Red for Cyberpunk should be.
They'll own the rights to the music.
Yeah.
So
Tina Wu did the theme for God of War. No, she didn't did the theme of God of War. She did a collaboration with Einon Jar, and she released a record of covers of video games. It's on her YouTube channel. For fuck's sake, you need to see it because it's amazing. She did a metal cover of the theme of God of War, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Totally.
I believe she actually did do the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did the God of War theme song.
Well, I took a look at her IMDb page, and I don't remember seeing God of War there. But I've heard the God of War song, and I know about this collaboration with Einon Zar is said.
Wow. Okay. Now we also have to talk about some of the Easter eggs that were shown in that video that they did for the Game Awards. We had a couple of faces. Now, just to clarify something, the person who is dancing, it's not Alt Cunningham, it's Lizzie Wizzy, because there was a lot of that speculation. At first I was like, Alt wouldn't be really dancing here. She would be hacking your phones right now.
I understand why people thought this, because if you do a side-by-side comparison of the digital composite versus pictures from Alt, when from the old 2020 days, there are a lot of similarities. However, you're looking at the wrong pictures. You have to look at Alt Cunningham and pictures of Grimes. And what you discover is that Grimes has the same lips and the same hairline as Alt does. This is not a conspiracy. This is just a coincidence. And that, they both have similar features, and that's why there's a lot of people who look at the digital avatar thingy of Lizzie and goes, oh my goodness, that's Alt, because she looks like Alt. No, they just look like each other because they're both similar in their general looks. It's just a similarity thing. It's like if you take two models of any,
Alt has a cybernetic arm. Her left
too.
arm is cybernetic, and her projection inside the net also has this cybernetic arm.
There's also posters of Lizzie Wizzy in the world, and it looks exactly like her. The 2018 version of Lizzie Wizzy had a mohawk or something. That looks different. I'll give them that for getting confused, but the more recent demos have posters of Lizzie Wizzy and the Metadwarves or something. That's her band, I'm assuming. And she looks exactly like that. So
And
there's
also,
that.
CD Projekt Red confirmed that what was shown was a video clip inspired in Cyberpunk. So maybe
Mhm.
it's not the net, maybe it's not. In fact, the last image is in Pacifica in red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I
were
got
so
I got a behind the black wall kind of vibe just because of the color scheme.
Well, the city was Night City though. The city that they're floating over. There's several landmarks in there that are fairly similar. I don't think that there was as much collaboration on the imagery of this as a lot of people assume, and I think that's because this was done fairly early on. It was done by other people, and if you want things to leak, then you give a whole bunch of information to people who have no generalized I don't want to say respect, but I think it's the best way to put it. So let me explain a little bit more. If they don't want anything on Cyberpunk to leak, then they're not going to give a whole ton of their really deeply guarded secrets right now to a media company that doesn't typically deal with games and does not understand the value of some of the information that they are being given. This is how a lot of people in the leak industry get a lot of leaks, is they discover that such and such gaming company is working with such and such media or marketing campaigners who typically deal with like Hollywood stuff, and they don't actually care about the games industry, and they are very, very loose-lipped when it comes to content that is being handed out or being discussed or being talked about. Very recently, one of the major leaks of 2019 was in a direct causal relationship to this, because the person from the game company was talking to somebody who they thought could keep secrets, and that to a group of people that they thought could keep secrets and who normally do. They just didn't know that any of those secrets were actually secrets. It's like telling, giving a mathematical code to a 10-year-old for a solution to, like, I don't know, nuclear fusion or something. It's like, yeah, if you can get them to remember it, they're just going to tell all their friends it because it's something cool that they learned, and they don't understand that, oh no, this is national security thing. This is and so that's kind of does that make sense? Am I making sense as far as like how I'm describing? Okay, so because it's I think in this case they gave her some generalized concepts. They probably showed her, a ton, right? They showed her a lot of information, and then she translated that over to her director or art director or somebody who was near her. Basically took generalized concepts and translated that over, and then there were probably certain images or certain things that were then put over and given to the team that created it, such as those four faces that we get the zoom up of. Those four faces that we get the zoom up of, that seems really important. Some of the other stuff that we saw didn't seem as important, or as like, hey, this is an important thing. And you can do that for characters that have not been revealed and not end up revealing anything, because all you're doing is you're just giving a mugshot, right? A digital mugshot, and saying, put this character into the video. Who's this character? We're not telling you that. Are they relevant to the story? We're not telling you that. Are they companion? We're not telling you that. We're not telling you anything. Just put the character in. So I suspect strongly that there was that level of communication where it's like, here's some stuff, just work with this. Do we know anything about any of this stuff? No, you're not. We're not telling you anything about it. Just run with this and come up with something. And that's how you get these kind of music videos where it's very good. It's very, like, I very much like the music video. The visuals are fantastic, but I don't think they were directed by anybody at CDPR. I think they were directed by whoever she normally gets to direct, music videos, or somebody who specializes in like the cool futuristic sci-fi-ish type music videos. She probably got somebody like that in. They probably took some artistic liberty here and there, but decided that, hey, okay, here's my guideline that I have to kind of stick with. I mean, all Hollywood people, all music people do this nonstop. They all sit there and go, oh, I suspect that, I can, change and give this my own interpretation, right? Because that's all Hollywood is. That's all they do, right? You know, that's their bread and butter. If you can't make something your own, then you can't say, "Oh yes, that's my creation." All you can say is like, "Yeah, I just edited it." That and saying you edited something versus like, I created this is two very, very different things.
Yeah,
So-
that's sad because I really thought this guy would be like Saburo Arasaka or someone. Because it's similar in a sense.
Well, I think I think that's the
the-
part that's probably important. The characters in there. The rest of it might be loosely, about Night City or whatever, and not have anything to do with the story. But I think the characters are probably going to appear.
Because
Well, and last note, I want to point this out that what you discovered here is actually a very important thing, because it's not so much the face that's important. There's some, not really too similarity stuff, but what is very, very important is his suit and is his dress, because only the top executives of Arasaka ever were pictured wearing that type of suit. That's not something you just walk into a store and buy. That's a very custom tailored to a very specific style from a very specific tailor or location or creator. And that's what's giving away more about it than anything, is the fact that this guy is wearing the suit that the other executives in the past has worn, and that perhaps it's not him, perhaps it's one, or it's his successor or his successor's successor. And we have good reason to believe that Arasaka.
Well.
Yes, MadQueen, I'm sure she's got something to add.
The successors of Saburo Arasaka. That is a subject. That is a subject. Very important subject. To learn what happened. I mean, because in Red, the company got broken into 3 parts. This is going to be continued in the timeline. You have the sister of Kei. You have
Hanako.
Yeah, Hanako, Michiko, which is the daughter of Kei, and you have Yorinobu. And Yorinobu, he's a ghost. He's a digital ghost.
And he opposes Arasaka.
Oh.
3. Who opposes Arasaka? Militech as usual. But they lost the power in the States after the 4th. I mean, they at the 40s, at the end of the 40s, they were trying to put a hand in Night City again, and Red leaves it like that. And you don't know which of the 3 parts of Arasaka is putting the hand.
Isn't whoever that was followed by an Arasaka like riot police person? Because the helmet is very similar to the one we saw in that image from the metro.
Yeah, it looks like a security officer.
Yeah. And then the third person I have, I had no idea who that could be, because it was like a mask or something. I don't know, but
the 4th one was a Maelstrom gang member, the one with the spikes on his head and like half of his face missing.
the 4th one.
I know that. The very last one.
Very last one.
Completely machine.
Yeah, it's very short, quick visual of that one.
Okay.
But yeah, Arasaka is going to be a very, very, very important subject of the game. I can sense that. It's like a disturbance in the force.
You saw the logo and you were like, oh, we're gonna have a problem, won't we? Quite soon. I wonder, I've been thinking about when that was a huge influx of news from that Q&A, the developer Q&A, and when they said like you can actually burn the city with Johnny Silverhand. I wonder how much exactly would you burn the city? Because how would that reflect on the lore later? How would that reflect on the next Cyberpunk game or whatever? Because if you're
are we assuming that the Night City doesn't have a firefighting department?
Well, I mean,
because burn can mean a lot of things, not set things on fire only.
I think that's more symbolic, right?
I believe because
I kind of wish not.
Or maybe you're a little sociopath, and you're thinking about
Johnny's the pyromaniac.
fire.
Oh, come on, those are corporates. Come on, come on.
Okay, I will set the comfort zone in fire with you.
That's something that I'm really looking forward in the multiplayer. If you're just gonna be able to, like, let's burn the city, all of us together.
Yeah, well, I really hope it's cooperative. I really hope.
Yeah, I would rather have that than have like team deathmatch or something, because that's too classic, it's too simple, and I don't think they would go for that. But I would rather have like PvE rather than PvP in a sense, because PvP would be extremely complicated to create with all these character differences and everything. It's like which build is the strongest, what do you use, what do you not use, then you would have a selection of just use these weapons for PvP, and that would require a lot of just nerfing and buffing.
I don't know if people in general like competitive more than cooperative. I honestly don't know. I'm not very much into multiplayer because usually they are competitive, and I don't like it. If it depended on me, which it doesn't, but if I would make that you need more people to make quests like it was a real pen and paper game, and that could be hilarious. But the problem is that multiplayers are thought to be an ongoing thing, and quests. There's one point where you finish all of them, except if you're playing Fallout 76, that you just give up because you're bored. In general, you could finish the quest and then they have to, keep going and going, which would be great. Would be great. Be always going and going.
Yeah, true. But we'll see when it actually comes out. Now, besides those Easter eggs, do we have anything else regarding
the secret messages?
Yeah, we didn't go over the secret messages from the behind the music, did we?
Oh, please go into that. I've completely forgot about that. Please.
The graffiti, right?
Oh yeah, the graffiti. There was a couple really interesting ones, and I've been fighting people on Reddit for the past 3 days on one sticker. There was this one sticker from the Lizzy Wizzies, and it was like, I came, I saw, I came. And I was like, it has to be a reference to A$AP Rocky. It has to be. He has the song that has those lyrics in it, and I don't see like how else would you use it for Lizzy Wizzies.
It could have dual meaning because there's a lot of sexual innuendos in all the graffiti that was showcased. So
yeah, there's some things and some other things, and then there's
like a robot dong on there,
ding-a-ling, yeah, in the target reticle over it, which means I don't know. But I gotta say, completely not sexually related whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. The Lizzy Wizzies are now my favorite gang in the entire game, and these are really amazing. And I definitely want to join them because they have such a respect for personal weaponry and the right to defend yourself. And I think that is a great idea. And there's no other reason why the Lizzy Wizzies are my favorite gang whatsoever. It's mainly because they're all armed to the teeth, and I think that's a great thing.
Well, then you would love the Inquisitors.
No. Just love the Lizzy Wizzies. It has nothing to do with their dress style or anything like that. No, it's just the weaponry. It's the weaponry.
Well, the weaponry is always a good reason, so I endorse your decision.
So do we think they're a poser gang, or what's the deal with the Lizzy Wizzies?
No, I think they're real
because
gang.
her skull was attached to. Remember last week we talked about the Mox and the 6th Street?
Yeah.
Her kind of emblem, her logo was attached to what we presumably thought was a gang called the Mox. So is she part of 2 gangs? Is this a poser gang that she's not involved with that are just rabid fans, or what do we?
I really hope they're rabid fans.
Yeah.
Because it would be way funnier.
And it would have a sense for a quest line, in a sense, because I talked about that maybe we have to deal with a fan, or maybe we have to deal with that fan to deal with her. Because they're giving us options here.
But I mean, they're showing them off as being really, really crazy, like Harley Quinn crazy. or a little worse. And I think that's brilliant because I've been saying for a while that it
I
was
really that you
the bozos or something
that you think
similar.
Harley Quinn crazy, but armed to the teeth because Harley Quinn is
Yeah. No, I think it's a great idea. I wanted to get to a question from Reddit here.
Okay.
Why did you enter to Reddit? Every 10 minutes you
Not
spend
Reddit.
it's a year
Twitter.
less of life.
Twitter. I'm so sorry. It's Twitter. Because we kind of passed this over, and I just wanted to respond to it because I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the net portion. Bill Ashby asks, I'm guessing, it was inspired by Cyberpunk. I'm guessing that means it's not an accurate representation of the net, but it could be wrong. So yeah, I just wanted to address that's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, where it's not a full representation, it's a partial representation that's not. That's
I don't
directly
hear
involved in it. Sorry.
I talked about it before.
No. I wanted to address it because I said that I would address it, and I forgot to mention it when we were talking about
it.
And there were also a lot of crazy theories on the Cyberpunk subreddit about this whole blue-red thing, the hologram in the video. It was like almost, someone also said like that it could be this is really crazy, Old Cunningham taking over Arasaka, like a symbolic thing, like the color overlapping another color. I'm like, okay, we're going too far into this.
But the girl is not alt to begin with, so that kind of throws the theory out of the...
Yeah.
If it was alt, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't... They're saving her. This is... It's not a good moment to reveal her in this music video. It's like, maybe in the end, it's like just darkness and then a voice... and like something like from the background.
I wonder if she's going to be a celebrity. I know we talked about this before, but it seems like they're kind of... I mean, Johnny is Keanu Reeves, right? So Alt is one of the next biggest characters in the lore. Does that mean that she deserves the celebrity treatment, or is it...
Yeah, because
character deserve, but who can you think that it as perfect to be Al Cunningham as Keanu Reeves is to be Johnny Silverhand?
I don't know. Are we still tossing around the idea of Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga is
Lizzy Wizzy to begin with.
A fraction of Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand. I mean, not a fraction of well set, perfect for the role.
I have no idea.
Well, this is two celebs now, right?
This is the thing that I talked about this on Saturday. So, the whole Lady Gaga rumor started by someone who happened to see a celebrity with a fairly decent entourage appear and come into the office very quickly, and most everybody was kept out from seeing exactly who it was. Somebody got a glimpse of this person walking down a hallway with her entourage and with some other core people, and assumed that short-ish, not super tall singer type that was wearing very, very outrageous clothes and had very big sunglasses on could quite possibly be Lady Gaga. And so there was a rumor started, and and somebody was like, oh my goodness. And then they tied that to that tweet that was out there because, for whatever reason that the tweet was there. And so this led to, rumors flying around. And when you look at, if you put Lizzy Wizzy and Lady Gaga in big sunglasses, you look at them from a couple blocks away or not blocks. Let's say you're looking at them from like 50 feet away. If they're walking past really quickly and you only have like a 3 or 4 second time to like get a glance, most people would confuse the two. In fact, I don't think very many of them who are not like rabid fans would be able to deduct who exactly it was, especially considering that their hair colors change so often, as to which one it was at what period of time, if you give them a 3-second opportunity to see something that they don't exactly remember seeing correctly or are not sure or are predisposed to assuming, right? So I think
not to mention that there's not more people that knows Lady Gaga than Grimes. Maybe someone looks at Grimes and has
Mhm.
2 hours to look at her and doesn't know who she is.
Yeah, yeah, or 3 seconds, right? Because it could have been either or. I'm not suggesting that this is exactly what happened. I'm only giving a reasonable assertion out of available facts and information. So I think that's how the whole Lady Gaga thing started. I don't think we're going to see Lady Gaga. Will we see somebody else who's really big, who may or may not be interested in creating content for this? I think there's still an announcement or two to come.
Yeah. There's a lot of characters that they haven't revealed yet, like big
Mhm.
characters that they were teasing. That's something like, oh, you have Alt, you have
We have Mike Pondsmith. He's confirmed.
yeah.
He's doing
Yep.
this right now. Cool.
I mean, that was expected.
I still want Mike Pondsmith to take over the PA system for the building that your character is in, and walks you through through the adventure, narrating it as you go, and that your like ultimate goal is to like try to like get to him, but you end up just fighting like a giant robot or something, and all the while he's like narrating your life or narrating the events that are happening, and then there's like, then V rolled for initiative or something like that, and your character's like, what the hell is he talking about?
And then you have the
Like,
sunglasses at the end.
Oh, then Mike's like, oh, that was a bad roll. That was a 1 there. Oh dear. Oh, that's not going to go over very well. More robots.
Yeah, I think Rage 2 did something similar where you can have those voices, like the narration, and you have like 2 or 3 voices that narrate everything you do in the game. It can be so hilarious.
I mean, like, that's one of my absolute favorite pranks to watch on YouTube. And not like that's all the other garbage pranks that are on YouTube, but the really good ones are the ones where they get a guy to narrate a random person's life. So the dude is like, they get one of the big like booming guys, like the voice trailer guy or some of these other guys, and they're just sitting there like, he was walking down the street. He picked up a hat. He didn't know whether or not it would look good on him. It did. It's like this is the reactions you get from people is absolutely hilarious. And like, are you narrating my life? Am I in a movie right now? Maybe. He asked himself. It's like it's there's a couple other like movies where there's this one film or short film on YouTube where it's a Western and a dude is narrating the guy in the Western, but everybody in the bar can hear the narrator narrating, and it just turns into a shootout because he's like exposing all these people's secrets and all this stuff, and he's like foretelling the future, and everybody's like losing their mind, and it's like, oh, good lord.
I saw that. I just saw that. Wasn't that the narrator voice? I think was Nick Offerman. I believe so. That was awesome. And also, Mike has an amazing voice. Like, for real.
I mean, I would love this. This was, I don't know if it'll be in there, but it's one of my greatest like fingers crossed. Like, I really hope they do this, because it would just be so funny. Because then literally, you know how, like, because Mike talks whenever he's in the public or whenever he does a big speech, he always says, you know, I'm Mike Pondsmith. I'm the creator of Cyberpunk 2020, and yes, I'm the person who killed your characters. Because that's so funny, and I think it would work really well. And I think it would be comedic gold too to have this, like, you know, a little bit of a fourth wall break, but in the confines of somebody being funny. And I think that's a really good thing. Like, one of the things that I want to do, like, just for fun one day, you know, I don't know if you guys have them. Do you guys have haunted houses during, like, close to Halloween, like where people go?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to set up one of those, but have a narrator narrate the person's, like, as they're walking through. You know, it's like, oh, she definitely didn't want to open that bathroom door.
Just up the anxiety levels for the person walking.
You know, and just to have the audio playing, you know, so that they can hear it, so that they're like, no, I'm not opening the door. I'm not opening the door. They're walking the other way. They're walking the other way. They would soon come to regret not opening the door. You know, just stuff like that. Just
a great idea.
To screw with people.
Yeah, it is actually. Nice. We also I also had one question before this, and it was someone asked me like, is the game going to change again? It won't.
Mhm.
Right now, they're doing the polishing. They've been doing a polishing for a while now. So what the game looks like, obviously with some tweaks until the end, because even the gameplay you saw like this year, now it's outdated gameplay after the changes they've made. They did-
Even the time that they released it, when they released it after E3, I think it was after Gamescom, that build had been 6 months old at that point,
Yeah,
right? So
Yeah.
they've done a lot of refining since then, assuming
yeah, but
polishing.
Yeah. Most stuff. So what we saw in the gameplays was, first of all, it was always the same demo. They did not up, as far as I know, they did not up the demo from the latest showcases. They were showing the single demo because why go to the effort of remaking the demo and adding a bunch of stuff. So I'm not positive on that. That's just what I heard. That the demo was not updated to reflect changes that were ongoing and concurrent as recently as it was shown like just a few weeks ago, or just a week ago, I think. So it was kind of the same thing. So back in that time period, that was where the game was at about a month before E3. Then what you've had all that time where they've had more ongoing changes, more like confirming this or that or the other thing, and then they've ended up going with a what they've decided to go with, and that's been since about August, late August, early October, is where they stopped changing things and they started to improve things. So we're looking at literally like 6 months of like just pure polish, if that's correct. And again, these are just rumors, nothing confirmed, nothing like written in stone. So funny.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Of pure polish.
what?
Pure polish.
Oh, oh yes, pure polish. Oh yes. Uh-huh.
He said, "Would you guys accept another delay for more polish?"
What if it's for polish?
Polish polish?
My God.
Pure Polish, yes. Yeah, Gamer Notes figured it out.
And I'm honestly so happy that they released the gameplay in the first place, like all of the gameplay they released, because they didn't have to. Like usually companies create trailers, just everything, so they can just have like all of the good things from the game in the trailer, so they can hype up people. And it's like,
Good Lord, Game Awards, right?
yeah.
I think there was like 3 games that, like, the game that showed the most amount of gameplay was that Sharks game. Everything else was like, look at our pre-rendered trailer.
And I almost had a mini heart attack when at the beginning of the pre-show, the presenter said like, I know nothing about this. They told me nothing about this. We're just gonna play it. I'm like, whoa, wait. And then there was this other game. I'm like, God damn it. Because I thought that was gonna be Cyberpunk. At that moment, I was like, she doesn't know anything.
Runner? Ghost Runner?
No, what Ghost Runner?
Oh, I think I understood something different to what you say. Please, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mind me.
No, it's just that 1 second when she said like, "Oh, we have this on the background now. We're playing this," but when she said,
I don't know what it's, yeah.
yeah,
The host didn't know what game they were going to show.
yeah,
She was in the dark about it.
and I thought it was gonna be that, but I don't know. I'm glad that they're actually taking a lot of feedback from the community. When we had Pavel, he talked a lot about that, how much they read what the community is talking about, how much they watch people who make Cyberpunk videos to have their input on stuff. And I'm glad that someone is open-minded, because usually when you have anything art-related, you're always going to be a little bit, subjective towards it, what people say, what people think about it, and you're going to like go and listen, let me explain why I included this or that. Especially when we heard for the first, when we saw for the first time that the game is going to be first person. How much explaining they had to do for that. But it's good. I'm glad they're actually taking feedback, because if more companies did that, they would profit. But no, Capcom is now the one who's listening to the fans a lot. So I'm glad.
Yeah, well, I mean, losing everything and having to basically start over really does tend to have that influence on your direction, because, like, again, everybody and anybody talks a lot about, oh, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's screw over our fan base, let's put microtransactions up the yin yang, let's not listen to them when it comes to lore or when it comes to important stories that have been part of their life for a very, very long time. Let's ignore all of that.
There's a lot of tone deaf developers out there, like happening about Battlefield right now. Like, the community's calling for changes in their time to kill system, and they're just like, no. Like, your community knows better. They play the game more than you guys do. You have a huge community. Why would you not at least take some of that into account? It's just, it doesn't make sense. Why would you not listen to your fans, your community?
Yeah, I agree. Now, it comes down to that. Now that people are making remasters and remakes of older games, they're obviously aiming for that nostalgia that we have. But also, that's a slippery slope. That's you already have the original, which is by itself popular even to this day because of certain reasons. Don't go over those reasons to create something new, and still call it the same thing. Oh, it's just a remaster. Like, they should follow that. Same with this huge discussion that CD Projekt should actually remaster, like, The Witcher 1. And then there's the discussion, like, obviously the combat has to change. Then there's people saying, no, the combat is good. Don't change the combat.
Well, I wouldn't define it as good.
I legit had people saying, like, oh, I like that combat. I'm like, how?
Well, you learn to love it. You learn to love it, but not because it's good.
Yeah, for the idea they had back then, I was like, okay, but it's not fun. That's the worst thing. It's not fun. It's like click the button at the right exact moment. I'm like, no. But yeah, if they actually do want to remaster anything in the future, I would probably go with The Witcher 1, but actually put it to look the same as The Witcher 3 with some changes, especially in combat, make combat deeper a bit. But yeah.
I think they're pretty burnt out from working on The Witcher, though, right?
Yeah,
Don't they?
yeah.
Like,
This is just speculation for everyone listening.
Sure.
I'm not. This is just me asking, please.
Fan service. Throw some fan service in there.
Well, they could do it for sentimental reasons. It's their first game, after all.
Yeah, because the first game, it's like the second game and the third game already like achieved a lot in technical aspect of graphics and everything. I wouldn't remaster obviously those two, but the first one is so different to the other two that I would maybe do it. Maybe.
I'd like to answer a comment. Solid Ghost. Kinda disappointed that CD Projekt didn't give us hardly anything on Cyberpunk. Excuse me? Where are you looking at? The stars? Come out of the rug you're hiding and take a look around. They showed a lot, but an insane lot. Half of it is, easy to see, and the other half is hidden. But there is a lot of things.
We haven't even gotten like more than 4 minutes of gameplay for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like we get a whole bunch of their scripted, polished in-game cinematic type stuff. We get lots of that, and I know there's people who love that kind of in-game cinematic stuff, but I don't know how many very good games have ever been derived completely just because of that. And I know there's a lot of games that have great in-game cinematics and they're absolutely garbage gameplay. So we're getting to see the gameplay from Cyberpunk. We're not, like I mentioned, the Game Awards. This is very few games actually showed actual gameplay, and out of the ones that did, at least there was a sense of I got to give props to Microsoft here again, because they actually came out, were honest. They said, hey, look, this is still early in development. We're going to show you what we have within the engine right now, running on the thing. Take it to the bank. Things are going to change, of course, because it's early development, but here's, Hellblade 2. And that's far more respectful than what I saw most of the other companies making. Most of the other companies were like, hey, you know what? We don't give a crap about what you want. Here's a bunch of cinematics, and we can care less about what you gotta say, because you give us the almighty dollar. I'm talking more like throughout the whole year, right? Gaming right now has been, there's a big portion of it. A lot of the big companies, most of the big companies now are predatory and aggressive when it comes to trying to stick the consumer. So yeah, that's something that you need to be aware of and understand that there's a major difference, and there really is. So yeah,
and we can expect a lot of new stuff coming now that we have holidays. We have, the game is coming in April, so there's gonna be an intense marketing campaign, I presume, when as the release date comes close. Now obviously some of, when I say marketing campaign, I don't mean only trailers and that stuff. It's just some of the images people are going to see, let's say on Google, they're going to see probably on Instagram. It could be just a redesign of the things we've seen so far, like the logo and everything, just as a marketing campaign. But they're also going to probably give us something. I'm still looking for that katana gameplay. God damn it! Give it to me. Send it privately. I won't share it, I swear.
You'll share it with us, you will.
Maybe.
Oh, you will. We'll make you.
And the next week it's like, last No Meal just went to a
gone
different
missing?
country. He's not gonna be on the podcast anymore. Arasaka is out looking for him. No, I wouldn't mess with that. But hopefully now, I don't think we're getting anything next week, like when it comes to the news itself, because we've had the Game Awards.
Well, yeah, we have something coming next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, last known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to be. God damn it.
I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of additional information coming.
We don't confirm
But if you
anymore.
are listening here to the podcast, you heard it here first.
Yes. When it happens next week, you heard it here first.
God damn it. Here I'm trying to be like, sneaky.
I am trying to give, and I know that we don't do this with cams, but I'm giving you the biggest wink right now that I can. I'm doing lots of air quotes too.
Second wink right now.
I'm winking as well. We're all winking.
Mark on your channel, not your channel. Mark on your calendar to check the channel, all of our channels, every day this week.
Because something might or might not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we want you to know, because we can't talk about anything, but we want you to know to just check our channels every day this week. We can't confirm anything. I've got, we might be doing Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Maybe I'm singing.
Else.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Last Known's actually a pretty good singer. He does lots of that karaoke stuff pretty good. So yeah, I mean, if you're desperate for more news, please check every channel every day this week.
You've said enough.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't said anything. I'm just saying check the channel, because Hello Kitty Island Adventure is a really fun game.
You would really great politician, because you've been talking for 5 minutes and managed to not to say anything at all.
I also heard Barbie games are becoming popular. Maybe
Little Pony.
LKM album confirmed. Yeah, that's the biggest reveal of them all. I'm Johnny Silverhand's stunt double. It's not. It's like I can't even say anything. It's like people, what? Because you never know with this game. We stirred something up. Let's promptly move
Last
on.
Known Meal album confirmed.
Drop in the mixtape. Are we featured? You get a feature on your Fire mixtape.
Something might happen, something might not happen. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway.
Hello Kitty McQueen Adventure. I hate Hello Kitty with a passion. But with a passion, because I worked with the characters some years ago. I just came to hate it with a passion.
No, it doesn't have like Mike Pondsmith like really like was it
My Little Pony?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been graffiti with My Little Pony on it. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah. There was that one. And I've been trying so hard. Like I've been looking at these messages. And I'm like, is there anything that I can? And it's like mostly graffiti stuff that were written. There was a lot of penises written. I actually wanted to count them. It's like every graffiti.
Okay, I have a
You
confession.
should have put a dong count on your
I have
your
a
videos.
confession to make. So the project that never hired me, but they hired Mr. Rover.
Oh.
That's why I saw many pics all around everywhere.
You
Oh,
heard
God.
it here
Damn
first,
it! Now
folks.
people are taking this seriously. Now listen about this track. What genre of music is it? Maybe it's rock.
Maybe it's Chrome Rock.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know. But as I say, you're probably going to regret if you don't check our channels next week. Most probably you're going to regret, yes. If I were you, I would.
Is this April and they're all? Is it not even April and they're already playing us?
Well, in Spain it's December 28th. We don't have April's Fool. We have December's Fool.
Mm.
But it's not 20th. We're a little early for that.
Can already see people scratching their heads like, what the hell is going on?
MadQueenShow must do the music video for Last Known Meal. Hey, that's good. That's a good one. Let's work on a video clip.
Yes. Now you're sparking another collaboration here.
Yeah.
I've been getting like this is not a joke. I've been getting offers from some, I don't know if they're sketchy production, like music production companies, and they approach me like, I know you're a YouTuber. Are you planning on making any diss tracks in the future? Like to produce?
What the hell?
What?
That sounds sketchy as hell.
Diss tracks? What are you talking about?
Like, no, why would I? Maybe I'll diss you for asking me that question.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like the emails have been getting crazy now with everything people are trying to pull off. Especially if you're a YouTuber, you're gonna get lots of spam.
Yeah, if you have your business email anywhere public, you're gonna get a lot of garbage.
Yeah, a lot of offers that sound sketchy. I even got like emails like with they were titling a different person. I'm like, God damn it! Can't say that.
Yes, I believe that they have a problem in understanding what the marketing with YouTubers is. Because, for instance, I have a lot of offers to advertise makeup. Like, hello to my audience, makeup.
Like,
they're either men or they are women who doesn't use makeup.
Change your marketing team, companies.
Yes.
Just look at what people are doing.
Well, let's go back to Cyberpunk.
Yes. NordVPN 2077. Let's go. By the way, like,
okay, what is a diss track? I don't know.
Diss track? You don't know?
No.
Oh, it came from a rap culture. If you make how would I say you?
It's like a rap battle, but like you make a video.
You insult someone a lot.
Ah.
It's like you diss someone. So it's.
Well, in Spain we call it Battle of Cocks. Yes,
I
we
mean,
call it like that.
I guess that makes sense considering, I mean, chickens were probably pretty popular back in the day, and everybody had this. What do you do with a spare rooster, right? You only really need one or one. I mean, if you put two in an area, they end up just killing each other. So.
Yeah. But in Spain we call it for the chicken, not for the dick.
Yeah, cockfighting.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yeah.
call it here. We call it that too here.
Obviously,
I know, I'm just
obviously
immature.
that's what you're talking about. I don't know why anybody would call it dick fighting. That just makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know.
There's nothing that is more measuring dicks than rap battles. Nothing.
I'm always like a little child when it comes to that. Like, someone said cocks. No, but obvious. Like, just one more time to go back to the music. Like, what I've seen, like, they've been sharing all these crazy ways they come up with music, and all of these machines they use. Is this like, obviously I don't know much about this, but does anyone know? Is this the first time someone is using something similar to this, or is this
No.
already how you create certain tracks?
In fact, the expert in to start with, it has a name.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
Because I'm looking at this thing, I'm gonna share it in the chat.
I can't believe
what is this?
that I can't remember the name of
What
how's
is
it
this? Now, obviously, some of these things
circuit bending.
circuit bending. Oh god, I don't even like.
It's a type of glitch, which is a type of noise / industrial,
yeah.
where you play with things and create noises. And I don't know. For instance, Mick Gordon did the same for to put an example that everyone knows.
And people still ask me if I'm gonna do a music video. God damn it!
You gotta give them what they want.
Yeah, because instead of a diss track, why don't we do a love track? And we say lovely
A
things to
squish
each other.
track. A
A
squish
squish
track.
track.
A
Yeah.
squish track. Are we creating a trend here? Come on.
Yeah, squish track. I'm going to send you one. My Mr. Ruber.
Just imagine like a mad beat starts and like, look at you, you're so nice.
You're beautiful. You're breathtaking.
I think you guys are onto something here. I think we could definitely do this. You know, because I mean, I used to rap about getting spanked by the parents when I was a kid, but I mean that's really you know, I'd be in my room, you know, doing stuff, and mom would be like, "Hey, don't do that," and you know, third time, you know, she comes in beatboxing, she's like, "Boom, boom, 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 boom." Told you once, told you 1,000 times. You know, I'll leave it at that.
Lycan is asking, are you going to do a Minecraft parody? I already did years ago with the song of Queen and Mr. Ruber.
Oh.
And a false mustache, like I was Freddie Mercury.
Imagine like downloading a bunch of mods for Minecraft to look like Cyberpunk, and you like post it on the 1st of April. It's like 2 weeks before the game comes out. Instant success.
That's too obvious. You got to do it on like April 2nd or 3rd or.
Yeah, that's.
There was a lot of people on YouTube craving for views that were posting gameplay of Ghost Runner and saying it was gameplay of Cyberpunk. So
Oh, really?
not a new thing. Yes.
I even had people like when I was talking about a different Cyberpunk game, and I write in the title of the video, Cyberpunk styled game, and then people are like, this is not Cyberpunk. This is not how Cyberpunk 2077 looks like.
Yes, because there are people who believe that the word cyberpunk now belongs to Cyberpunk 2077. Hello, it's a genre. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's gonna look different.
I have to dip out. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll see you guys next week.
Next
peace
week
out.
it's on your channel, right?
Is it on my channel? Okay.
I believe so. Yeah. Next
Yes.
week on the
Oh,
Neon's
yeah.
channel. See you, man.
All right. See you guys.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Neon had to go. We're gonna continue for a little bit, and then we can also slowly wrap this up, because this was a fun podcast, not gonna lie. Especially with the squish track.
I'm seriously thinking about the squish track. We really need to do that.
Yeah.
And then put Snapchat filters of hearts and flowers. But then we should blow somebody's head off, to compensate.
Just after the podcast ends, I'm like,
Yeah.
I type in just Marcin, hello, would you like to produce something else? We'll see. Everything is on the table now. Obviously, like, I've been thinking about like what type of content you can create in Cyberpunk 2077 when it comes out, and like the amount of things I thought about, and not just from the gameplay perspective, but just from the lore perspective. You can like just if you I think they will put in like a tool, maybe a no clip tool where you can actually like do camera movements besides your
That would
character.
be
Like
so nice, right?
yes, you can create everything with this. You can create music videos with that.
The truth is that I have a very huge list of content already created, already thought to be created for when the marketing campaign started. And I have several pages of well-defined ideas.
That's smart, actually, to go in when the marketing campaign starts.
Yes, and also because I need more things about the game to be able to create stuff that is more or less similar to the game. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I do have my own vision on how things can be, but that's my head canon. That doesn't mean that the game is going to be like this. Go figure.
Yeah. And obviously all of our here, like if you're a content creator, you have lists of pending things you're going to do, and I'm unlisted, like especially for Cyberpunk. Before the game comes out, I need gameplay for this to create.
Oh, I need everything. I need everything. In fact, I'm working in a series for a new character. That everybody that has seen the makeup test for the character, they couldn't stop laughing for 20 minutes. That's the only thing I'm going to say. But yeah. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. I can't wait. When is that coming out?
January.
Ooh, nice. Well, obviously, but one thing I'm actually very grateful on is now we have some content to work with. Remember before when we only had the teaser trailer? And then you have to
Are you telling me I've been uploading 4 years Cyberpunk content without absolutely nothing from them? Absolutely nothing.
No, I don't mean in that sense. I mean in like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Especially like before I was like, okay, I have this trailer and I have nothing else. So I had to put different games. At least now I have some gameplay to work with. Now, we'll also go through the... now let's see. I think you have a question, Mad Queen, from Lit.
But Queen, I am a bit disappointed that the Project Red has not approached you for marketing yet. Your Cyberpunk 2077 are really not bad. Would not mind seeing that as an ad to spark my interest for the game. Well, I wouldn't mind to be hired, but I'm not.
Yeah, you do. Like, especially the... God damn it, the cola ad. That was sick. That was actually like something you would see on TV, on billboards. That ad was sick.
Yeah, I got it through the artist to make the Nicola can for me.
But just the editing wise.
We were making jokes about it because I wanted a real one and I wanted to print it. But then I couldn't put liquid inside, and I don't know how a Nicola tastes like.
I actually never tried Nuka-Cola. How does that taste?
So
well, I tried the Nuka-Cola Quantum in a place where I go that it's an esports bar where people go to watch esports, and they have Nuka-Cola, but they have their own recipe, and it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of good recipes out there. However, I do have to toot my horn here. I actually spoke with several developers from the original team on Fallout 1 and 2 to create a recipe for Nuka-Cola that was as true to the original concept as I could get, and that was that Nuka-Cola is a fruit cola, not a cola like Coca-Cola or Pepsi. It is actually a fruit cola, which means it's a fruity taste, but it still has that dark kind of like general
Caramel.
cola taste. Yeah, kind of caramel type thing that we're a little used to as far as that goes. We actually made several videos on it and how to replicate this, because in the original lore they had 21 different fruit flavors, including several fruit flavors that were rather difficult to get. So they had a combined thing. So it's a little bit like a one of the original creators said that their idea for it was kind of like, when you go to like a cola place or drink place or gas station or whatever, and they've got several different kinds, or you're at a party and they've got 8 or 5 or 6 different flavors, and you mix them all together and you come up with a thing. That's kind of where they had originally drawn the idea from, and then just kind of took it from the concept of Coca-Cola and then kind of combined it, and that's what made it into Fallout 1 and Fallout 2.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of where
You are not posting the link.
Oh, do you want me to post a link? I can post a link.
Of course.
So the original concept was that it's a fruit cola, which means that it is that it's a fruity kind of like flavorful mix. It's not directly derived from a cola flavor, and so there's a way that we can mix it. The best way to do it is you actually have to have a machine that can actually do like the actual like carbonization yourself, so that you can kind of adjust the carbonization of the drink. And then Ash, if you want to see what Ash looks like, we have him on the video, like actually taste testing. These were some of our very first videos that we ever put out. So we're really going back in time to like old school Triple S League.
Is it there? Should be.
No, I'm gonna be posting.
Obviously, I can't play it. I don't want that because I'm streaming. But everyone.
Okay, so I'll do the advanced recipe because it's probably the best one to pull from. So I'll paste this into the chat here. So this is where it is. So this is basically the original recipe as I got it from as many true to form sources that I could. And this is like, I didn't like this video. I should probably like this video. This is like old school stuff. So we go through and showcase you how you create the various flavors through an easy mix, and then a kind of a moderate mix, and then if you want to do something very complex, this is actually how you get into the actual mixology. We got as many of the fruits as we could get from as many sources as we could get, and then we kind of confirmed that there were certain flavors that were preferable, and then this advanced recipe is where we put everything together, and this is what we got. And it was very, very, it actually included some vinegar in it as well to give it an added kick. So very different.
I might actually try to make this. Also, Ian, happy birthday, man. Ian has a birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Nuka ad.
Yeah. Well, and this is I have been working with something for Cyberpunk that's along the same lines, because this is something that I really enjoy to do. I really enjoy getting like deep into the lore. We have something else that we're working on. I'll be working on it over the next few months, and so when the game comes out, we should have something for that, and that'll be very, very, very interesting. So very exciting to kind of go back and forth with another really cool, very common recipe. And there is of course more stuff to come. So yeah.
No, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I look so cute in this video. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Not implying you are not now, Ash. We know each other.
Yeah. No, this is Ash. This is not me. That's Ash.
That's what I said.
Yeah. You'll see my biological hands in this one. I tried very hard to get a biological hand puppetry there while I was doing the mixing and whatnot. So
very realistic.
It's very, very realistic. That's what I was told. So
now, on this note, I would also like to slowly wrap up the podcast. I know that we've been going on for 83 minutes, but I'm definitely trying out this recipe because all this time I thought that Nuka-Cola was just, a collaboration with cola.
It's not. It's not. There's actually and we've we've been wanting to do more stuff on it. We were going to do something around when the Nuka-Cola expansion came out. We were going to like really dive into that. But things just got really, really, really busy for us. So we kind of ran out of time. But what we've decided to do is we will cover this again when we have another Fallout type game come out. We're going to cover Cherry Cola, the Quantum Cola, and of course the all the glowing ones. I have had some difficulty tracking down a consumable radioactive material. I don't know if you know, but it's kind of hard to get. So especially something that can glow in the dark, But it turns out that that's actually kind of difficult to get your hands on. But it's all good.
Wow, we're going now into alchemy a bit, but it's always cool to just recreate something from a video game, being food or beverage. It's always nice to experiment with that. Just creates more immersion, if you ask me. Like, you can really learn the lore that way. But anyway, we've been going on for 85 minutes, and it was a very good podcast, I might say, especially. We had a couple of jokes now and then.
Yeah, well, the squish track wasn't a joke. We're going to do
yeah, the squish track. We're gonna do that. High-end production coming. But anyway. Does anyone else has anything for the end before we go off?
No, I think we already said more than we should.
Yeah, just keep your eyes open, and thank you everyone for coming. Every week. Next week is going to be on the Neon Arcades channel, so stay tuned for that. Also, you have all the links of every single one of us, our Discord, YouTube, Twitter. If you haven't followed us already, go and squish those follow buttons. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Last Namil signing out, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.